Marcus Aurelius once said, "Think of the life you have lived until now is over. And, as a dead man, see what's left as a bonus. And live it according to nature. Love the hand that fate deals you. And play it as your own, for what could be more fitting?"
In this quote, you are being challenged to imagine that you died today and then through some miracle you get a bonus life period where you have the opportunity to continue living. Now ask yourself, how would you live that bonus life? Knowing what you know, what would you do with the extra time you have been granted?
We are more often frightened than hurt. And we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca.
This quote suggests that the hurt we feel sometimes is more about being afraid. So we should look into that whenever we are experiencing that feeling. Secondly, we must be careful what we are imagining, because oftentimes we suffer because of things we think might happen rather than things that do actually happen. Our mind can often work against us if we don't tend to it.
I begin to speak only when I'm certain what I'll say isn't better left unsaid. Cato.
What Cato is saying here is that sometimes it's best not to say what you may want to say. It is very important to not only pause before you speak, but to also check that you don't say something that is likely to cause harm. Just because it's possible to say something doesn't mean that there isn't a better option.
It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Marcus Aurelius.
We are reminded in this quote that our first priority is ourselves and our well-being. Even the kindest amongst us will put themselves first. It's just the way we are wired. Yet, when it comes to opinions, we tend to look to others first, as if we need their guidance. Whether we like it or not, we're often easily swayed by what others think and believe, even though our own opinions of ourselves should at least be held in equal regard. You must recognize that your opinions matter, especially the opinion you have of yourself. Maybe not to the world at large, but at least to you.
Seneca wrote, "How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them?"
Seneca makes a great point. What's the point of making your troubles worse by complaining about them all the time? Focus on what can be done to eliminate or deal with them now or over time.
In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wonder. In your soul, don't be passive or aggressive. In your life, don't be all about business. Marcus Aurelius.
This quote encourages you to do something, anything that is a step towards your goal. Never hesitate or wait. Move now. There will be days where you don't feel like moving, but you must be disciplined and keep going. Speak as clearly as you can so that others may understand what you mean. Focus on what you are intending. Give your full attention to your goal and do not drift from it nor allow useless information to flow into your mind and life. Be modest but assertive. Just don't overdo either. Always remember, life is more than what you do for a living. Stop and smell the roses as often as you can.
Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, then your life will flow well. Epictetus.
Epictetus reminds us that not everything will happen as we wish it. So to ensure that we do not get discouraged when they don't, it is better to wish that things will happen as they are meant to, and accept, enjoy, and be grateful for what has happened, whatever it may be.
If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Marcus Aurelius.
This quote needs very little explanation. Always act with virtue or good character.
Epictetus wrote, "We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is, or is not, in my control?"
Arguably one of the most important lessons to learn in life is to discriminate between what we can or cannot control. This quote helps us in understanding that the areas of life that can't be changed have no power over us, no matter how badly we are suffering. So we can focus on those areas we can do something about. This is a key to happiness.
The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius.
This is a big one, and if you've never heard it before, be glad you have now. What it suggests is that if someone does something to you, do not lower yourself to their level by retaliating. Be the better person. Show your dignity and class. This may be difficult to do, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus.
You can't always decide what happens to you. However, you get to decide how you respond. That's where your power lies.
Time is like a river, made up of the events which happen, and a violent stream. For as soon as a thing has been seen, it is carried away, and another comes in its place, and this will be carried away too. Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius' quote shines a spotlight on the transient nature of things. Life, much like the universe, is about change and constant change. If we are to live a purpose-filled life, we must also change with the changes. If we don't, we will suffer as we try and cling to the past or expect things to remain the same.